To the best of your knowledge,
yes, sir.
Can you explain the difference between state laws and federal laws? Because as we know that,
yes,
the state has legalized cannabis, marijuana,
hemp, whatever. Yes.
All across, well, not all across, but in many states.
Yes.
But federally, it's still illegal.
A controlled substance.
Right. So
okay, so let's understand the nature of our government. There's an old tape. You hear one of the older guards talking about, you know, the government is all rise and does everything right and exact. Mm-hmm. Right? Well, to all those people out there, that's false. Mm. No disrespect to my older brothers back then. Right? They didn't know no better. I know the government. I worked and retired from the government 19 years as a soldier and another 5 years as a federal employee. Right? When you understand the nature of this government, it is not a government. It is a corporation created by the British monarch. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only way you're going to go back, you got to go to the Paris Treaty of 17, whatever it is. I'll let you do your own research. And you see right in the first paragraph that the King George III and his heirs are the owners of the United States of America. So there's two types of America. Some would say three. Continental United States, the United States who has its sovereignty under the Declaration of Independence, and then you have the United States of America that was put in motion. Now, when we talk about federal law, they talked about the Constitution being the supreme law of the land. What they didn't tell you that the Constitution has been changed at least 3 times. So when people talk about, oh, I have rights, no, you have privileges that can be revoked at any given time. But if you don't read the law, right, how you gonna know? You'll be taking it on face value and not understanding the true value of what it is. So you gotta go way back and study these things in order to understand what we're dealing with here today and why we're still in the condition that we're in. You know what I mean? This is 1960s all over again, God. Right? When you look at what's going on in our communities. So now there's a resurgence. In the 9th degree in the 104, they said, let the 5% teach. Nobody else. Not Muslims, not ministers, the 5%. So we have a serious job and a responsibility that goes beyond hearsay or wearing a crown or wearing a flag and think that's going to do it. Right? You got to get out there in the pavement. If you notice a law, he always looked sharp. Right? Always was together while he was dealing with other people. Right? In our lessons, which of course they don't tell a lot of young brothers and sisters, it says you must use mathematical theology to gain things, friendships in all walks of life.
And that's the problem, what we're talking about.
But it ain't no problem. Right. There's only a problem who don't have a solution. Right? Now, what's the solution? When I speak of war, God, not just from actual war, I speak of wisdom, action, and results. Now we're going to flip that over. Raw. Right attitude brings wages. Nobody does business with somebody they don't like. Right? Allah was likable. Right? When you look at his example, look at what we got here today at a law school. Is because that Mayor John Lindsay, liked Allah from what he could not do. Then he paid Allah, and that's actual. He was under Mayor Lindsay's, let's get paid, let's make sure everything's taken care of. We got a school here because of what Allah did. Now, Allah's sons, Allah's daughters must follow that example. They can't isolate themselves and say, well, we're not dealing with white folk when we know that we're anti-white and we're not pro-black, right? So therefore, we do have associates and people we got to connect to now. Am I saying that all white people are good people? I ain't saying that because their history reveals something totally different. Am I saying all black people are good people? No, history reveals we got a lot of Uncle Toms in the building. I mean, snakes in the grass, agents in the nation, as it was been, told to us when we was younger coming up. There's agents in the room, right? So what do? We don't just examine you using logic and answers. We watch your movements. We see you for what you really are. Not when you come amongst us here. Is we got people watching you right now. You know what I mean? To make sure you are who you say you are. That's what we do, God. So again, going back to the government, it is important that we read the Black Laws Dictionary. That we understand the law. To understand the difference between federal and state. Even local. Right? So we can no longer just look at these lessons and go, yeah, that's what it is. We got to look at the 240 degrees outside of that, the unknown ciphers, right? Because some people are stuck on 120. Well, you add 1, 2, you get 30. Tell us what and how devil's made, right? So we're not dealing with devils, but we dealing with devilish minds. So therefore, what we got to do, we got to understand how to build. Then tell us what, right? Tell us, why did God make a devil, right? To show forth and prove. Prove what? That's a question for you now. What you supposed to be proving in the 38th degree?
That law is going to always happen over.
No, that he would not fall victim to the devil's civilization, right? Because you got a lot of brothers who come in the name of who falls victim to the devil's civilization, right? Are they building? No, they destroying, because 3 and 8 is, have you not heard your word is bond for God to whom or what? Would you sit home and wait for a mystery God to bring you food? Does that have anything to do with the above question number 10? Right? So we gotta connect the dots now. We can no longer just look at Elijah's answer and think that's it. We gotta use supreme mathematics and be able to draw it up to its fullest equality. That's what we must do now. And we, the older brothers to the younger, gotta hold y'all responsible the same way we was held responsible, right? In order to make this thing right. And you can't just say it, you gotta do it. Show and prove it to me. Don't talk to me about it. Let me see you. Now I can acknowledge you as being the God, always have been, always will be. Be mean to exist. What you existing for? You existing just because you want to sound good in front of the younger brothers and sisters so they can praise you and bow down to you? No, we don't come from that. I mean, this thing is a real situation, God. This knowledge saved my life many a times. On the battlefield too. You see what I'm saying? So I don't take it lightly. I take it serious, and that's why all this is personal to me. You know what I mean? Now, let me say one more thing. For people who think I'm holier than thou. I made a lot of mistakes out there. You know what I'm saying? I hurt a lot of people out there. You know what I mean? I did that. I'm not gonna lie about it, right? As I tell my children, don't lie, don't do what you hate. You know what I mean? But when you come of age, when you show up to grow up, when you be the man you're supposed to be, then you can stand on your own 2 feet as a man. Because you got to be a man first before you be God. You got to be a man. And a lot of brothers don't know how to be men. They don't know how to be men, God. Look around. Don't you see it?
Right. Well, that goes right back to, you know, brothers not being able or knowing how to raise themselves up. You know what I'm saying? They still looking for a mystery parent or a mystery system to help them get ahead. Right. Now, how you gonna be the Lord of all the worlds? You still got your hand out. Don't tell me all things is rough. It's rough for everybody out here, God. You know what I mean? But you say you God, then be that. And it ain't easy. Like I used to tell a lot of my young brothers that I used to teach this to, and I say used to, because I teach them a certain way, not by here you go. You know what I mean? No. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna see what you do with it. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna, like a farmer, plant seeds. I'm gonna walk away and see what you do after I walk away. You know what I mean? So we got to be able to give them the example, you know what I mean, of what it is now in this day and time.
If Mecca did this.
Peace. In celebration of each other, we support each other's hustle. Weight Life has sponsored this content. You can get a sweatshirt, t-shirt, or a hoodie at the Common Unity store of a law school in Mecca. Or just simply hit me up. I got the hookup. Peace.